Hey, what's up YouTube? EXO coming at you here with another video, checking out a Bluetooth speaker, but this time it's all about that extra bass and LED lights. So what do you say? Let's go ahead and expose all the features of the SoundBox Pro from DOSS Audio. Does it hold up to all the hype? Let's check it out. Now, right out of the gate, you can tell this is a lot different than their former SoundBox XL, which we reviewed on YouTube. A lot bigger, a lot bulkier, and a lot louder. But so far, check out the nice, sleek design. Very durable, very hard plastic, and the buttons are also flush mount to the housing so you don't accidentally push anything. And the whole thing kind of feels almost rubberized, along with the bottom here. It's a little wet from my testing. Has a little bit of rubberized feet to absorb some of the shock. And since they are made to pair with stereo, having two of them around isn't necessarily going to be a huge cumbersome deal. And depending on where you use this, the beach or going out hiking, it does have IPX5 weather resistance and dust proof ratings. I did a little preliminary test here on my test bench, and it actually did manage to do a little bit of wave flexing on the bottom because of the passive radiator and the two drivers with an extra passive radiator in the front. And it has some good oomph. And for functionality, I have been using this quite a bit around the house with the Bluetooth 4.2 going through a couple different walls. I have maxed it out just past the kitchen area from up here in the office, which is about 70 feet, and it's only rated for 33. And speaking of that, during those times of just listening in the house, when I did have a phone call, I'd have to get anywhere between like 6 to 10 feet in front of this because the microphone just isn't powerful enough or omnidirectional enough. But let's be honest, we really don't care about the sound quality of a voice call or whatever. We really focusing on how it sounds on music. And I do have to say I was pleasantly surprised with the regular settings of the SoundBox Pro, and a little bit left for wanting more with the extra bass setting right here. You can see that it allows you to crank up the bass by means of this little button. But what I've found out and what I've confirmed is there's kind of a EQing going on here where they'll actually remove some of the high-end vocals, but I have to give credit where it's due, and where it is shining is with no EQ at all, just sitting on the desk as is right out of the box. You turn it on, it has a nice pleasant tone. There we go, and your LED lights come on. And that's something that you can turn off by the extra bass button. Just pressing and hold it, just in case you want more battery life or you're out watching a movie and you don't want to have distracting lights in your tent or whatever portable setup you're using. There is some hot spots around it where the diodes are located. But besides that, I mean, hell, you can't really go wrong. The thing is crystal clear compared to a lot of the other Bluetooth speakers we had. I would give this a good 8 out of 10. Now, if I was mainly focusing on the extra bass, I would have to give it a 6 or a 7 out of 10 just because it doesn't deliver the extra oomph. But I am glad that companies are starting to make the TWS feature, which is true wireless stereo feature, the pairing of it all much more simpler. All you gotta do is press the add button for an extended period of time. It will blink on both sides. You will then have a master and a slave. For 90 bucks for two of these, each one is $45. Is the sound quality of two of them, you know, in stereo mode worth the extra 45 bucks? I have other boom boxes around my house which are true stereo that don't really, you know, need to be compared with something like this. Yes, having two of them is cool. It's kind of a nice little novelty, but you can't really compare to a true stereo system, which obviously we have plenty of those. So I would stick to this as its sole unit. Let's go ahead and throw some juice to her, see how it sounds, throw some true wireless stereo into the mix, and get you guys' opinion on sound quality.
Man, get it, girl, pop that pussy like a coke can. Draw on these hoes, I'm a buster. I can't be scared of none of you niggas, y'all some snitches. I got some girls that claim they straight, but now they kissing. charged at the door, them hoes hit the floor. We had club nights in my trunk. Call the earthquake when I pour. I keep a UFO in my door. They never took a law, baby, bring that back.
Alright, now I'm gonna go ahead and press the extra bass button and tell me if you guys can notice the difference.
I deliver like the dope man. Oops, I'm in the liver like the postman. Get it, girl, pop that pussy like a coke can. Draw on these hoes, I'm a buster. I can't be scared of none of you niggas, y'all some snitches. I got some girls that claim they straight, but now they kissing. I charged at the door, them hoes hit the floor. We had club nights in my trunk. Call the earthquake when I pour. I keep a UFO in my door.
Now I can't tell how it sounds on video, but in real life, when you finally push that extra bass button, it's really lackluster and nothing really happens. So to really demonstrate the point, let's go down to a bass tone around 80 to 100 hertz and see just what happens when you push that button for extra bass. We're actually gonna start the test at 55 hertz here. Holy smokes. Go ahead and crank up the volume and initiate extra bass mode right here. We're gonna push this so you can see exactly what's going on. So, extra bass, let's press the button right now. And wouldn't you look at that? Very surprising results. The extra bass is engaged, you can see the LED light on, but seemingly less bass is coming out. Hold on. You hear that? You can almost hear like a louder bass clip. And then with it engaged, it's less, but cleaner, much cleaner. It almost sounds like it's clipping when you release the button. Let's see if it's linear and go up to 80 hertz like we mentioned before and see if it's the same exact symptom. The extra bass is enabled. Let's see if it gets louder with it disabled. Look at that. It does. Huh. So lo and behold, the algorithm that they use to change the filters, the bandpass filter in here, or the high pass or the low pass, I'm not quite sure where it starts and finishes, something does not seem right. I don't exactly think that the filter is working correctly because the extra bass seems to be taken away. What do you guys think? So now that we know how just one of the speakers sounds, which is pretty good, let's go ahead and bring two of them into the equation with the true wireless stereo setting right here on the top.
911, you don't know the color, that's weird. One in my bed and one on my mind like I'm going fishing. Pull up my bitches and run them on top of the rumors. Listen like, what did you say? Thought I'm bring that bitch straight over just like a sinner. Fuck with the F in there. She like to take mileage, she probably counts with the drug.
Hit you with the knock now, with the hold up. Even though you know I'm not down, you like, so what? Looking at the bigger picture, but you wanna close up. What we had is in the past, now you wanna show up. I remember what you put me through.
You got no time, you got no bars, you got no rhymes, and you wearing shit I wore 09. How you feel when you late as fuck? Copy my style, gon' scrape it up.
Thinking I know it. Man, I make mistakes, but I don't show it back. Cause I highly hope that you see it. Like night and day. I said night and day. You're on my mind. Oh, if you hustle, it'll pay me off. Real nigga can't go soft. Shining hard with the lights off. Praise high, she drop it off. Just do it, good change, nigga. It's good to get ugly, you get up in my range, nigga. Hustle gang, gas, hold on the same nigga. They got that fire, ain't no way to kill a flame, nigga. Too much. They can know I got too much. Too much. Fucking old hoe do too much. Come out the cut that we bang. Come out the cut that we slime. Then I know that bitch I be slime. I put this shit on his mind.
Send it Rick Owens with a Ruger, easy ruthless. Nigga with an attitude, my enemies is two shits. Don't give two shits, but you gon' make a nigga pull it.
Gemini type.
There we go. Sounding a lot stronger with two of them going at one time, a little bit more punchy, but again, I really can't notice a difference with the extra bass setting, even with double the drivers. So here's my final thoughts on the DOSS SoundBox Pro. For 45 bucks, I'm really not gonna be, nitpicking the extra bass feature for not giving it a lot more extra bass. They just added some EQ in there, and maybe if they did a little bit of tweaking to how much or steep the roll-offs or the location of the crossover, we could really improve that. So that's something they could do easily. So 45 bucks, you get yourself a nice little water resistant Bluetooth speaker with some LED lights, and yeah, it's kind of form factor for those who want to bring it around in small places. So I'd give it a nice good old EXO thumbs up, even though we did have some hiccups with it. So until the next video, guys, this is EXO just checking out some more Bluetooth stuff. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and we'll have all the information located in the description. I will talk to you guys in the next one. This is EXO signing out.